Hello, fam. We're with my uncle, and we're at the hospital to see why I'm deaf in my left ear for MRI.
Yep, we are here to get an MRI, and we're going to see what's going on. We're going to see why she cannot hear in her left ear. Cherubelle was first born. She failed the hearing test in her left ear. They said, don't worry about it. We'll come back the next day and redo it, because newborns sometimes have a lot of fluid in their ears and they don't pass. So when they came back the next day, she passed her hearing test in both ears. The other hearing tests that she is taking, throughout these years, she passed none of them because you're supposed to raise your hand when you hear a sound. And she would never raise her hand for either ear, but we were very sure that she's not completely deaf. So we were not stressing about the fact that she never passed the hearing test. The years, we've always had to, call her name a few more times, talk a little louder, get her attention again. But most kids, you have to do that anyway because they're always into their phone or something, so they're not paying attention. When she started failing math this school year, that's when I started thinking, something's not right, because she's highly intelligent and she can understand and she can learn, she can comprehend very well. So let's see what else is going on. So I started thinking about other things, like how she is highly social, but even with her having parties, like she'll throw the party herself and she still won't seem to be engaged in the crowd a lot of times. That was one thing that concerned me. Seemed like she's in her own little world at times. And another thing that concerned me is I felt that as far as her age, being 7, her speech isn't as clear as it should be. So I said, let's just give her another hearing test. Let's just give her the hearing test where they see if her brain can react or is reacting to the sound waves in her left ear. And that's when she failed the test at 7 years old, roughly 3 months ago. And now we have been on a journey of more hearing appointments, more hearing tests, but the verdict so far before this MRI is she has 24% hearing in her left ear, 100% hearing in her right ear, and in order for her to hear something in her left ear, it has to be as loud can go.
All right, let me see, 50.5 inches.
So now we're in the waiting room. We're just waiting to be called back.
I had to take off my earrings and my bow for the MRI. And I had to put on a gown.
Oh, no! She's squirting! That's the numbing spray, and she's squirting everybody.
Okay. So you can see how it feels, right?
Yeah, it just feels so fast.
So that's what they put on you, so they can put the IV in, and you won't feel it as much. It won't hurt.
But it just appeared so fast.
Right? It's pretty cool.
So an MRI is just a big camera. It's what we're going to do to take pictures of your brain.
We're doing my left ear today because I'm deaf in my left ear.
Yep. And so we're going to take some pictures to kind of see how we're doing. Do you want to see what the camera looks like? I have pictures of it.
Okay. Yay.
In and out of that donut hole. Nothing on the camera will touch you and nothing on the camera will hurt you. Okay?
Okay.
It's just taking pictures.
I thought I was going to be in there for 40-something minutes.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right.
What
So,
number?
so the big thing about these pictures that we're taking is you got to stay super duper still. Exactly. So if you move in these pictures, the same thing will happen. Your pictures will come back blurry and then we can't really use them. So you got to be super, super still while we take your pictures. So even though it's 40-something minutes, we still stay super, super still.
There's a movie playing in there?
Did they tell you that?
Yes, ma'am.
So there is. Some of the scanners don't have movies, so I always like to check before I offer that. But if they've already said that, yes, I will go get a movie list for y'all.
Okay.
So you can pick what movie you watch.
I would like to watch Bluey.
Bluey?
Yeah.
Well,
I
we'll
don't
have to
think we
see.
have Bluey on
We'll have
there.
to see the list that they give us, the options.
But while you watch your movie, you gotta stay super, super still. Can you practice? Let's stay still. Ready? Perfect. So when it's taking its pictures, sometimes it makes these noises. There's my sound number 1. Well, yep, that's sound number 1. This is sound number 2. This is sound number 3. Whoa.
So scary.
And this is sound number 4. So, I know you said that sounds super scary. The reason I like to show you those noises is because when you hear those noises, all that means is that the camera's taking pictures. So that doesn't mean that anything's gonna touch you or hurt you. You still have to stay super, super still, okay?
We cannot take any phones or cameras in the MRI room. So I'll see you after the MRI.
She's walking to the MRI now, and she's going to watch Elemental in the MRI machine.
Goodbye.
Okay, we're out of the MRI now. It was supposed to only be 45 minutes. It took a little longer than that, maybe about an hour and 20, because they had to stop it a few times because she could not be still. She just wouldn't be still, but she's 7, so that happens. Cherry Belle also has 2 shunts in her brain because she has hydrocephalus, which is extra fluid on the brain. She got these 2 shunts at the same time when she was 14 months old. One of these shunts is magnetic, and she just received an MRI, and an MRI is a big old magnetic field. And the magnetic field, the MRI, can shift the settings of her magnetic shunt. So we're just waiting for the neurosurgeon to come down and check the setting of her shunt. And if the setting has adjusted, then he will adjust it back. That's what we're waiting on now.
I finished the MRI. It was hard for me to be still, but I made it. But my dad came because I've been waiting on him.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, everyone.
This is him feeling for the shunt, and he's
Yeah,
going to...
she has 2 valves.
She does. One is magnetic shunt, and the other is not a magnetic shunt.
And the one we are going to check is the magnetic one, okay?
So this is him checking to see if it's still
And
on
I
the correct
can-
setting.
I know.
And
Okay.
it's supposed to be on 1.5, so he's checking to see
yeah.
if
But
it's
this
on
is
there.
a little bit hard just because the
Okay.
ear is in the way.
Okay.
Sorry, young lady. Then we're going to just do it like that, okay? Make sure I can feel both. Was the shunt put in when she was a baby, or is it?
No,
put
she
in-
was 14 months old.
She was 14 months.
That's when we
old.
discovered she had hydrocephalus.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me just make sure this is straight. Okay. So I'm gonna put it to 1.5.
So did it adjust?
It just looks like it has moved. Okay. So now we are at 1.5.
Okay, so it did move.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went to 0.5 and now it's back at 1.5.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All done.
Thank you for watching this video. Bye, fam.